BTS or ARMY changed your life in any way?
Oh, yes, yes. So, as everybody has a story, and it was not a happy marriage, but I'm out of that. But I was kind of in a low place, and their songs, so of course they sing in Korean. I didn't understand them, but there's tons of resources to find lyrics out there, translated into English. But even before that, even before knowing the lyrics, like just the melodies and the way they sing, I mean, you can still hear the passion in their voice.
Yeah.
And so it really got to me. Something touched me. And then, of course, reading the lyrics and, the Speak Yourself tour was meant for me because I don't know. So I believe in this stuff, like the chakras and everything. And
Yeah.
my chakras right. And I'm pretty much in alignment, except for my throat chakra. And that was basically from the bad marriage. I lost my voice. And I'm still struggling to get that back, but they find you at just the right time.
They do. They really do. I didn't get into them until last year, and it was, I was actually had just started like a journey in health and fitness and things like that because I was just, in a personally, my mom had passed away really, at 48 and I'm 34,
Okay.
and it was like that realization of like this, that comes a lot faster than, you realize because 34 came really fast. So it was like, so it was a really big struggle, of course, that way with me. And that's when they kind of like popped into my life. And it was like, yeah, they've, in all the interviews that I've been doing, that's like the one key thing I keep hearing is, the struggle that someone's going through. And then boom, BTS is there and they're literally holding your hand and
Yeah.
you don't know what they're saying, but you feel it. And it doesn't even matter at that point because it's just overflows and just encapsulates you, and it just, yeah, it sucks you in and you don't
Pause.
want to let go.
Actually, I read an article. Oh gosh, see, I have tears
Oh
rolling down. Um,
no.
I read an article about like vibrations, like music vibrations, and how it affects your whole body. I used to play the violin in another era of my life, but I remember my teacher telling me if you can play a perfect G, like you can get the strings in your piano to actually start vibrating too. So I used to stand by the piano with my violin and like try to get that perfect G, and I did it. It happened, and all the strings started vibrating, and
Oh, I
my
didn't even know that.
yeah, it was just like, oh my gosh, like so you actually feel music to me on a spiritual level because it is vibrating through your whole body.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Like, I have some friends who are deaf, so they use, lights and vibration and to see and feel it. And yeah, I mean, the louder, I mean, not like loud, but like when I wear my headphones, I always like to feel, I don't know, like, does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
feel that, like that audio. Cause it kind of like fills me
Hmm.
and I can feel it. And like, it almost like oozes out to where I can, like, I feel that emotion. So whatever they're saying or passionately putting out there, like it makes me want to like smile more. It makes me feel that emotion that I like maybe have been like repressing and pushing down. And it's like, okay, I need to deal with this. And sometimes I journal that, and I don't know, like it does. Yeah, it does. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's like, some kind of magic. It's hard to describe unless you're feeling it, you know.
Yeah. So, with that and everything, like obviously they've made you feel that. Has ARMY done anything for you since BTS changed that for you? Has ARMY changed anything for you?
Yeah. So being 67. most of the Army that I do meet around my little rural town here are probably 14, 15-year olds, you know. Like I go to my local Hot Topic to buy BT21 stuff, and I had a little girl, I think she was around 11, and she came up to me and she just looked at me and she goes, "Are you Army?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And so she gave me a high five, and then I asked her, because the price was so tiny on this one item, I said, "Can you tell me how much this is?"
We all help each other, no matter what age you are.
But it was so fun. And like going to the movie theaters, the Army is always, you know, like, so I was taking a picture of, this was a couple of years ago, and I even forgot what film it was, but they had like a marquee right outside the theater that the film was being played in. And I wanted to take a picture of it. And there was this other gal who was like, "Oh, do you want me to take a picture of you standing in front of it?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah.
we did that for each other, just things like this.
Oh.
The last film, you know, I was wondering how it was going to go, because it's actually been the first movie I went to since social
Oh. Oh. Break the silence. Yeah.
silence. And you know, so I noticed that because I got my ticket online, and then I noticed like the seats around me right away were X'd out. Um, so I get to the theater, and we're sitting in line in the row, and there was another gal who was a couple of seats down, but she was around my age. And so she leaned over to me before the movie started, and she said, "Do you think we're the oldest people in here?" And I said, "She is the oldest person in here, but I don't care." And she said, "I don't care either." So then she exchanged email addresses after the show. So I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And we've been emailing each other pretty much every day since.
That is awesome. See, that's the power of BTS and ARMY, like building connections and like meeting people that you wouldn't even like in a million years talk
Yeah.
to.
Yep.
Because doing this specifically, like I have been able to meet people like Canada and Algeria. I mean, like places I'm like, I never go outside Oregon. maybe Washington, maybe California.
So there's a country in South America, Suriname, and there's an army who lives out there, and I have a thing for palm trees. I love palm trees. And so she was posting pictures of these palm trees, and I'm like, "Where are these?" They actually have a palm park. Like, you know, we have forest preserves around here. They've got a palm tree park that's just all palm trees. I'm like,
What?
yeah. I said, I had a thought to go to Suriname, but now it's on my bucket list. I have to go and see those palm.
There you go. So I know that we obviously work through Korean Chatterbox and BTS. So were they who inspired you to learn Korean?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Um, First for me, it was because I wanted to understand the songs. And then it was because I wanted to, you know, they put so much content out there, like Run BTS, or things that they do. And so I wanted to know, like, yeah, there are translations out there, but I wanted to know, come on, what are they really saying?
I know, right?
So, but now the more I learned about them and the more I learned about Korea, I want to go there, and I want to be able to, you know, find my way around town, order at restaurants, and
Conversate.
it,
Yeah.
it able to converse in, you know, basic sentences anyway.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So you utilize Korean Chatterbox. Is there anything else that you do to study or that you utilize to help you at all?
So the very first thing, even before Korean Chatterbox, I found Go Billy,
Okay.
and he has a program out there that it was something like learn Hangul in 90 minutes. And so that's what I used to learn Hangul. Um, and, but I'm the kind of person that like I need somebody to keep repeating things to me, and my memory is not that great. So lessons are kind of like, yeah, they're out there, but you would have to keep rewatching the whole video to,
Yeah.
saying like he puts the lesson out there and then that's it. So then I found Duolingo, which
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really great for, although I've been doing it for a while now, and now it is getting easier. So it's really, that's kind of helping me with sentence structure because I struggled with that for a long time.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding for me is that, I can kind of read it now and understand it, but in order to speak it, like I don't have that word retrieval to be able to spit the words out.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that's where I am now. Like I can say hello, goodbye, and thank you, but that's about
I know you can say more than that. Liar. No, I mean, definitely it's nice because the biggest thing that, that I got out of like using Korean Chatterbox and Gene is having someone to talk to
yeah,
correcting me,
yeah,
because I look at Duolingo as almost like a game. It's like playing Sudoku or crossword or anything. It's just a game. So if
yeah,
you have the basic structure and you have the idea and the words and the Hangul and all of that, it's a fun game because it's just almost reiterating and beating it into you. Especially when they have crazy, freaky sentences like, the cat is not a person, or you're not a cat, or I don't know. Like I'm never going to say I'm not I shouldn't have to say I'm not a cat, but
what kills me, the woman throws the bed across the room. Who's going to throw a bed across the room? That's the
if she's
key.
really mad, maybe, I don't know. But it's not a sentence I would say because I'd be the woman throwing it across. No, no, but yeah, like to have someone correct me, because that's the biggest thing is I have a problem with the sound. So I need someone like beating it into me, like, nope, do it again, do it again, do it again, or send it to me, and say it 15 times, and then like you sounded great in 3, 6, and 12, but all the other ones, so do it again. So no, that's, yeah. So I mean, like, definitely. So do you do any, like, outside of Duolingo, do you do any like writing study or anything like that?
Um, so there's another group I belong to, and they do like a vocabulary. Like this week, or this month, they're doing like Halloween themes. So witch and broom and spider. Um, but that's just vocabulary for me. Because I don't remember all of them, I do remember some, and basically it's writing a page of the same word. So
Oh
I
yeah.
at it more as like handwriting practice. I mean, I hope I do say the word and hope it sticks in my head, but they don't. You know.
No, I mean, I definitely, like, it helps with writing it and then at least beating it into you, the sound, if
Right.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the word, but the sounds and piecing it together.
That.
Um,
And
so
well,
you, oh,
I
yeah, go ahead.
find one now though called Memrise. I don't know if you've
Okay.
heard.
I
Yeah.
think I've heard of it. I don't think I haven't used it though.
Okay. So what I do like about Memrise is they do have sentences that you would actually use.
Oh, okay.
But what I don't like about it, for me, it's like everything is timed. And
Oh,
I'm not fast. And I get intimidated by the timing. So that makes me more nervous. So I'm even worse at it. So
you'd be horrible on a game show. No.
I would, my used to tell me, you should go on, what's the Tim Gunn thing, where they're sewing. Uh,
Oh, yeah, the fashion show, the fashion
Project
one.
Run. Kids are always like, "Oh, you should, like try to get on Project Runway." I'm like, "No, I'd be so nervous. I couldn't sew. I'd be
you
sewing my
you have
clothes."
10 hours to come up with this complete costume and sew it and did it and put it on somebody. Yeah, no, yeah.
On it in real life, but
But
if I
it's,
had to,
I know it's a different situation.